Alright, you guys, we're back. Eli's being the alpha. I'm going to tell you how it's being the alpha by virtue of the fact it refuses to acknowledge this dog's existence. People don't realize when a dog jumps around you all excited like that, and you start pawing, and I Paige, my deaf one over there. Watch this. I'm going to make that little chubby one reappear. Oh. Alright, so look, Carson and the bulldog are at the pond. The bulldog has no verbal command. Carson, I can. I see him way over there, too.
Oh, wow.
Carson! Look, they're swimming back.
Mm-hmm.
Chino! Chino! So I don't have to say anything to my little bulldog. I just hold my finger down. Carson! That little bulldog is just exhausted. The bulldog's very loyal, though. I will tell you that. Alright, so you do want to make him come all the way to you. Carson gets the Rocco and Roxy. Oh, look, Chino's way. Never mind. Somebody?
Eli, Carson.
Oh, that little bulldog. He knows not to go out in the garage anymore, though. It seems like pretty much, don't you think?
Yeah.
Go out there sometimes. All right, look, there goes Chino. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap, tap. Chino! You get that little bulldog. Chino. Yeah, Pip's in love with Eli, and now Eli, she's not his type. He comes from a line of blue bloods from Germany. He's far too good for her type. Alright guys, come on, we're just going to go on another... Alright, look, I'm going to turn Chino around. Chino? Yeah, I'll tell you what he wasn't in. A big hurry. Chino. Eli! I've got to tell you guys, it's a beautiful, peaceful day. That's what just more than her mud out of my hand. Eli. Yeah, that's what Molly does. She attacks all the other dogs. And she now, in the morning, when I go to let dogs out, comes out in the garage and waits underneath Butterscotch's cage. So that, yeah,
Jeez.
I need to get that in slow-mo. So she can launch basically a vicious all-over body attack on Butterscotch.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just hoping Butterscotch slips and falls on top of her. It'd be a terrible accident, but... Alright, come on, let's go. Ah! Never let him get around behind you like that. Oh my God, Molly. Get Pretzel. What I need to do is, as soon as it sits, I'm telling you, those two are starting to look like 20 bobs.
Yeah.
As soon as she sat, oh, let's go. Oh my God, look at that little bulldog. It's all the way out there. Come on, let's do off leash. bulldog in the water video. I'm pretty sure there's not one of those. That little bulldog is just maniacal, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now watch. I'm going to turn that little bulldog. He's just sauce over here. I'm holding it down, holding it down. Holding it down. Remember what happened the other day? So I'm gonna tell you what I did right there, you guys. I should have had a double camera. Because what I did was I was tapping. You guys know how when I say tap, 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 this isn't really like that. This is more of a tap, 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 until I got him turned around. Get a little zoom in on my little bulldog's face. I'm gonna bump him with that pager. I'm telling you, he seems to have no... All right, so I turned him back with the... And remember what I told you guys. Let's see if he heads for me when he hits the land. Panicky little bulldog. If I had to venture, this was a dog show, I can tell you, he'd be getting soft for going the opposite direction. I don't claim to know everything, but I know enough to know that they don't go for that kind of thing. Or maybe I should be giving him a bigger hand signal. His face just kills me.
Yeah.
You know, that's when they have the white handler's jacket on. All right, look at Carson way over there while we're waiting for this bulldog. Carson! All right, I'm gonna get pretzel from... Rather than wait for her to sit, I just gave her the food down there so she didn't try to jump. All right, let me see if I can get this bulldog. Now I could put that in slow motion and be like a 20-minute video. You could break it down and analyze. Look at him. He needs to be, his Halloween needs to be like Pirates of the Frankenweenie.
Yeah.
Not just that, you know, he needs to have like a fusion costume. All right, I'm going to tell you what I don't like, and that's, going way far away. Let's just see if we can get him around the corner. The little dog disappears around the corner, I'm going to tell you. This is where you have to, you've always got to go to your nick, you guys. You got to wait until they get out of sight. It's almost like you... Chino! Chino! Good boy! Good boy! Chino! And you can see him with Pavlov in his little lips. I'm going to tell you why the dog was more aggressive with the food that time, and it was because I used the nick. If you use your nick properly and link it with the food, he was even licking his lips and while he was on his way over. But what I did was I waited till he got around that corner, and I did do it in the fast. Crystal, I'm talking over here. This isn't that interesting. Look at the bulldog. I did go pop, pop, pop real quick. Make sure it was enough of a sequence that the dog didn't really have time to get moving, and then add my pager. And I'm going to try getting that bulldog back again. I don't seem to be too successful when it's in the water. It seems to just sort of be going around. I don't know if I'm really turning it with the pager or not. You don't want him going in those vines over there.
No.
He does seem to turn on his own, though. I don't think he knows where he's going. That little bulldog. I'd love to have the underwater camera.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have the underwater camera on one of
that
those,
would
you know,
be
it was
so
swimming
cool.
alongside the bulldog, then you can kind of see the little bulldog's little... All right, I'm going to try hitting my pager, see if we get anything. A little bit. Chino! Uh-oh, you know what? Chino! I'll tell you what Chino heard. Chino! Chino heard that motorcycle. Chino! Good boy. There you go. think that's what Chino heard, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Chino did heard that. Oh, I will tell you, there's a lot of dogs that try to attack motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that little bulldog. Let me see if I can get my little bulldog. Yeah, I got it there. It's in my holster collar. Now maybe we should do some testing with the GoPro. We could have the collar under the water. Oh yeah, look at that little dog take off. And here's those motorcycles. I just see a frog out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Chino! Chino! He's got nice momentum and everything. Good boy. He's getting the food right away. I'm not going to worry about sitting. At that point, you want to seem like I am in a hurry to give it to you. Let me tell you what, that bulldog's gulping down way too much water. Doesn't want any of those other dogs out doing them. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that little bulldog's got a hard chance. Uh-oh, Chino's going under.
Oh.
Save him! Save him, Christy!
Oh, man.
All right, let's go. Like I say, guys, I mean, this dog has got a pretty way of responding. I want to feed it real quickly because she sat right away. Pretty way of responding. Oh, bulldog. Right, you see, let me try to turn that little bulldog. Well, I mean, I think that I turned it, but it seems to kind of swim and turn like that anyway. It seemed like I turned. I did it again right there. It seemed to turn it there. That little bulldog. I'm just making excuses. People like any other dogs near him in the water. Your life depended on getting your bulldog. Let's just say it's a big gator out there right now.
Yeah.
And the saving of the bulldog to come back in the water was dependent on whether he lived or not. I get it, you got big problems. Big problems. All right, let me see if I can get him out of the water here. Very cartoonish. If I can get him with the pager when he hits the land, I think I can get him to come to me. Let's see, I will tell you what kind of frame of mind the bulldog is in right now. Not the frame of listening to me. All right, guys, we gotta go make the cupcakes. Bye, you guys.